All right, let's talk about one of the weirdest ideas in all of finance, making money when prices go down. I know it sounds completely backwards, right? But stick with me, because with a little help from a clever monkey and a whole jungle full of bananas, we're gonna see exactly how this crazy idea works.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth can you make a profit when the value of something is just tanking? It kind of goes against everything you've ever been taught about how to make money.
You know, the usual thinking is pretty simple. A monkey buys a banana, the price goes up, the monkey sells the banana, boom, profit. You buy low, you sell high. Simple. But what if a monkey looks at the banana market and thinks, you know what, this looks like a bubble and it's gonna pop?
And that one thought, that little bit of doubt, it opens the door to a totally different kind of bet. Instead of betting that prices are gonna go up, you're actually betting that they're about to crash. This, my friends, is the whole idea behind something called short selling.
Okay, so here's the absolute core of it. Get this. You sell something that you don't actually own. You borrow it, you sell it immediately at today's high price, and then, and this is the big if you're right and the price drops, you buy it back way cheaper to return it. That cash you have left over, that's your profit.
So, how does our clever little monkey actually pull this off? Well, it all boils down to a pretty simple, but, well, let's just say a very risky 4-step plan.
Okay, step 1. Monkey goes and borrows a banana. He's not hungry, he has no plans to eat it. Step 2. He immediately runs to the market and sells that borrowed banana for, let's say, 10 leaves. So now he's got 10 leaves in his hand, but he owes his friend 1 banana. Step 3. He just waits. And, just like he predicted, the bubble bursts. The price of bananas plummets. And finally, step 4. He swoops in, buys a new banana at that super low price, and gives it back to his friend. Debt settled.
So let's see how this all adds up. When this bet actually pays off, when our monkey is right, life is very, very good.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Just look at the math. Monkey got 10 leaves when he sold that borrowed banana. But after the price crashed, it only cost him 2 leaves to buy a replacement. So that difference, those 8 leaves, that's pure profit, made from thin air.
And this is the magic trick, right? Think about it. He never really owned a banana for himself during this entire thing. He started with none, and he ended with none. But his wallet, or, his little leaf pouch, is now 8 leaves heavier.
But, and this is a huge but, the market is a wild, unpredictable beast. As some philosopher monkey probably once said, everything changes. And a bet that looks like a total sure thing can turn into an absolute disaster in a heartbeat.
So what happens if our monkey's big prediction is just flat out wrong? What if the banana bubble doesn't burst? Well, this is where the gamble turns into a complete and utter nightmare.
Hey, look at this, because this is probably the most important slide. If you buy a banana for 10 leaves and the price goes to 0, well, you lose 10 leaves. Sucks, but that's the worst it can get. But when you short a banana, because the price could theoretically go up forever, your potential loss is literally unlimited. Let's dive into this absolute worst-case scenario. It actually has a name in the real world. They call it a short squeeze. And it is, without a doubt, every short seller's deepest, darkest fear.
So imagine the exact opposite of what our monkey predicted happens. Instead of a crash, banana mania sweeps the jungle. Every monkey suddenly has to have bananas, and demand just goes through the roof. The price doesn't fall, it absolutely explodes. So remember, this is where our monkey sold that borrowed banana. 10 leaves. He was betting it would go down from here. And then, bam, the price suddenly jumps to 50 leaves. Our monkey is in serious trouble. He still owes his friend a banana, but to buy one back now, it would cost him 50 leaves. He's already down 40. And this is what makes it so dangerous. There's no limit. The price could hit 100 leaves or more. All the other monkeys who are buying bananas are driving the price higher and higher. And they are literally squeezing our poor short seller, who's getting more and more desperate to just buy a banana at any price to stop the bleeding.
And here it is, the catastrophic outcome. To finally pay back his friend, our monkey is forced to buy a banana on the market for 100 leaves. Now, he made 10 from that initial sale, but he had to spend 100 to close out. He just lost 90 leaves on a single trade. Way, way more than he ever even had to begin with.
So what did we learn from our monkey's little adventure? Well, first, short selling is nothing more than a bet that a price will go down. Your profit comes from the gap between the high price you sold at and the low price you bought back at. But, and this is the big one, while your profit is limited, your potential loss is, in theory, infinite. And that scary thing called a short squeeze is exactly what can make that infinite loss feel very, very real.
It's an incredibly high-stakes game. It takes a ton of guts and probably a healthy dose of pure luck, which really leaves us with just one final question. Knowing just how bad things can go, is the monkey's gamble a bet you would ever be willing to take?